Hi, Patrick here, Half Cheetah Will View, and we are continuing our 31 Days of Halloween. So today's film that we will be talking about will be from 2023, and that will be Consecration. Uh, this is from IFC Midnight. Well, actually, this actually came out on IFC Films. Did not come out of IFC Midnight. I thought that was rather interesting. Uh, this is Consecration. Stars Jena Malone and Danny Huston. And it is and was directed by Christopher Smith, co-written by Christopher Smith and Laurie Cook. The story is an English woman arrives at a convent at the island of Skye, looking to find out the truth about her brother's, who is a priest. He has mysteriously died. They said that he has murdered another priest and then committed suicide. Uh, but finds out that is not necessarily what happened. So this is an interesting film, and it's hard to talk about, without giving it too much away. But basically, Grace, we're seeing Grace as she is an ophthalmologist, I should say, and she is a doctor, and so she's helping her various patients, and she's calling in a favor to help this elderly couple who don't have quite the funds. The lady is in danger of losing her eyesight. Um, so it's really strange is that she's gone to help her. She's helping people. Well, the movie sort of opens up a little bit weird. I should go back to that. The movie opens up showing her Grace walking down the street, and we see a nun or woman dressed in a nun outfit walking up to Grace, and it looks like they're gonna start talking, but then the nun pulls out a gun. No, nun with a gun, right? But she pulls out a gun, and it looks like she's gonna kill Grace. Um, so we get taken back from that scene. We get taken back, and we meet Grace during her day-to-day job, and that includes helping the lady who looks like she's going to lose her vision. But she also has a colleague who might be able to help the young lady out, or the elderly lady out, and do it for next to nothing. So we see that Grace is a really good person. She's not necessarily a faithful person, but a person of faith, but she is a good person. And she gets a phone call saying that her brother has not only died, but has been he was a suspect in a murder, and so she leaves to go to Scotland to find out what exactly has happened. So she gets to the Covenant, and she's very defensive. One thing you notice right away, she sort of does not like the church at all. When she gets there, she is not afraid to let that be known. Um, and so she meets the Mother Superior, and she meets Father Romero, who is from the Vatican to help out the Covenant, figure out what happened. We find out that this is an interesting little aspect of it, but as they walk through the church, and they walk to the area where the murder supposedly has taken place, the murder-suicide has taken place, Father Romero comments that uh, the church itself is not part of Scotland. It's actually part of the Vatican. It's not Scottish territory. So Scottish authorities have only a certain amount of leeway, while the Irish or the Scottish detectives, the DCI officer Harris can investigate, but there's only certain things he can do. Um, so we start seeing Grace starts having different. She starts having visions. She starts having flashbacks. She passes out several times. Something is affecting Grace here on this covenant, and people are looking at her a little bit strangely as well. Um, some nuns they look at her, they treat her with hostility. Some treat her with kindness, but you can see that they're very afraid of her. Um, and it turns out that her brother was looking for a relic. He was looking for a relic, and and he had supposedly had found it, but he would not give up the information for it. This caused a lot of stress, and it could have led to the murder-suicide. Um, so Grace continues to investigate, and at first she's a little bit of an ally with Officer Harris, but as she starts to basically starts to unravel a little bit, the tension rises between the church, the covenant, the covenant where Grace is at, and the police. Father Romero tries to help out and explains to Grace, the history of the church and whatnot, and the relic. Grace starts to realize that something is happening to her, and we start seeing flashbacks, and we see that Grace's father was out on a boat during a storm, and Grace prayed for his salvation. She made a deal to save her father, and during the movie we get brought up to speed of what that has brought, and we get Grace's history, and we get the history of what Grace made a deal with. I really can't go too much further than that. I know this probably going to sound like a really abstract review, but you really can't really go deep into depth into this movie without giving it too much away. I will say that it's a great movie. I will say this is really, really good. The ending is a banger, that's for sure. I'm using that word a lot because how can I say, this movie is a lot of fun, and I love the ending. Absolutely love the ending. I think it kicks ass. The acting is superb. It's really good. Of course, Danny Huston, of course. He's always good in everything he does. Everything. I can't think of a role where I saw him in that I did not like him. Of course, Jena Malone. What can we say about her? She is an amazing actress, very underrated, and she plays Grace, and she plays Grace with both vim and vinegar. I mean, she is sassy, but she has a huge heart, and I just love the character, and I love the way how she brought it to life. I've got to mention a couple of other names too. Thorin Ferguson as DCI Harris, Officer Harris of the Scottish Police. He also was really strong in this film as well. And Janet Sussman, who played the Mother Superior. I don't know what it is, but it seems like every time they have a Catholic Church movie, they always play the Mother Superior as absolutely iron-willed. Just no flexibility, no heart, no humanity. That's probably one thing I probably would try to change. That's probably the only character I would have liked to seen her play a little bit more like Father Romero. Father Romero is very kind-hearted, very generous, wants to help Grace out. And I thought it was just a little bit of a stereotype to make the Mother Superior so unbending and so unwielding. But the rest of the cast was really good as well. Who played the nuns on the Covenant? I thought they did all fantastically well. The effects are really good. There's not too many of them, but the ones that are effectively used. And yeah, so Consecration is a strong film. Like I said, this is an IFC film. This is not an IFC Midnight. This is rated R, and it has a runtime of 91 minutes. This also came out in co-production with Shudder too, so you should be able to find this without any problem at all. In fact, I think that our good buddy Echo Zero had mentioned that he picked up his copy at his local Walmart. So I'm not sure if you know what? I'll take it back. I think you will probably see it there on the shelves now. because Halloween is coming up and this is a horror film, so I don't think you'll have a really hard time picking this up. Just came out this year, so a little bit of effort, no problem. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. We might be talking about this later on during the IFC Midnights. I probably will revisit this one because I really liked a lot of the symbolisms, and I like this plot. I like the plot very much. I think it's a really cool and original story. And like I said, the ending is something you won't see coming. Very interesting. All right, so that's it for this review. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to us. We are chasing down 1,300 subs. That would be awesome for us. So if you want to help us out with that, that'd be great. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about Consecration or any other Catholic themed movies. In fact, I will be putting a link down to another film that we reviewed and we did talk about, and that would be The Devil's Doorway, which has a somewhat of a similar theme, a little bit. So I'll put that link down in the description box, as well as all the other pertinent information. That's it for us. We will see you for the next one. Peace.